What's up, guys? Your Crick is back, and today we're going to be making a list about current elite all rounders. I know you guys have been waiting for us very anxiously, all 51 of our subscribers, for us to release a new video. And unfortunately, those of you who don't know English are probably already clicked off actually by now. But the thing is, we were forcing the Urdu, so we're just switching to English now. I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, so for those of you who don't know what a tier list is, it's basically like we have all the current all rounders gathered up right here, as you can see. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna organize them into different tiers or different categories. If you don't know what that word means, basically, trashy category is self-explanatory. People who are shit are gonna be here. Well, the thing is, there aren't really any trashy players in international cricket because if you've made it onto that stage, you're pretty good. But there's one person that has reserved this spot for me, which you're gonna find out soon. Anyways, then you go to the meh category, which they don't provide anything special for their team, but they're also not bad, you know? So they're not taking anything away. They're average in fielding, they're average in bowling, they're average in batting. Then we can go to the handy category. Basically, these people, they're pretty good for their team. They're not the most elite players, but they're all right, you know? They provide um they provide something for their team, all right? They're not shit. Anyways, we move on to the solid category. It's also pretty self-explanatory. Actually, all these categories are self-explanatory. I don't need to explain anything. If you have even a little bit of, brain in you, what am I? If you have a little bit of brain matter in your skull, you know what these categories are. But I'm explaining to people who maybe are not the best in English, because I know that's all 51 of our subscribers probably don't know English. Anyways, solid category is for players that are really good. You know, they you cannot build a team without these players if you have them in your country, right? And then there's the elite players, which are the best of the best all-rounders in cricket today. Literally, nothing compares to these guys. They are, God, no, I can't say that. They are the best players. um, Anyways, let's move on, right? This video is really shit from like what I can tell. This is going to be really bad. This is my first video, so cut me some slack. Let's move on. Let's start with the lowest tier and go up. So we're going to start from, naming the trashy players, and then at the end, we're going to save the top 4 or 5 players at the end, so you guys watch the whole video. Please don't skip. So let's start. All right, let's start. So first, we're going to start off with a player that has really been getting on my nerves lately. There have been tons of memes about him, and some like I kind of feel bad for him too in some respects. But the thing is, he keeps on getting selected in the team, but he's of really no use. His name is Fahim Ashraf, right? So we're gonna put him in the trashy category, right? And the reason for this is that, like, listen, he's an all right player. He'd be good for a normal T20 team, like in the PSL or the GPL or whatever, right? But he's not an international level player. He doesn't provide anything to the team, all right? We're better off having another batsman or another bowler on our team than this guy, He's not the best fielder either, and our team is desperate for fielders as well. So he's just not. We haven't had a good all rounder since Shahid Afridi, and even he wasn't really an all rounder. He was a bowler who, hit 100 one time, and then we made him into an all rounder. We forced him into it, or like at gunpoint almost. But actually, like, if we're talking about bowling all rounders, we haven't any, or like fast bowling all rounders, we haven't had anyone good since Abdul Razak. Like, it's crap, man. I don't know what to say. We can't have this guy on our team. But I'm also gonna put him in the meh category just because I feel bad for him. um, uh, anyways, let's move on. So that's Fahim Ashraf. That's Fahim Ashraf. That's done. We're not gonna put any other We're not gonna put any other person in the trashy category. All right. There's gonna be a lot of fuck ups in this video. Prepare for that. All right. Next up, we have a guy named Gulbadin Naib. He's an Afghan player. He was the captain during the World Cup, and so maybe that's why he didn't perform very nice. We're gonna put him into the meh category, right? Obviously, I think, okay, here's the reason I think he didn't perform as well as he should have or as he could have, is because he was captain. Like when the same thing happened with Sarfraz Ahmed, by the way. When you're captain, your performance naturally drops because you're stressed about the whole team. You're not just stressed about yourself, right? You're stressed about how you're gonna set the fielding. You know, if you're batting, you're just stressed about how the other person is playing. You know, if you get out, then what's gonna happen? You know, you're trying to up the morale of the whole team. You know, so it's really tough. Oh, by the way, disclaimer. I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional analyst. Clearly, not a professional broadcaster. Clearly, not a professional cricketer. Clearly, I don't know anything. This is one man's opinion who's a fan, right? Also, we're basing these off of how people did during the World Cup last year. There hasn't really been that many games played since then because of Corona and all that. There was a PSL, but you know, it's not really. We're just gonna be going off the World Cup because that's what we were really paying attention to. Okay. You know, Gulbadin Naib's bowling is decent, batting not so good, but maybe he'll be doing better now that he's not the captain. All right. Next up, we have some other players. We have, I'm going to put Muhammad Hafiz in this category. Where is this guy? Where is Muhammad Hafiz? Muhammad Hafiz. Oh, there he is. Yeah. I'm going to put him in the mech. Once upon a time, this guy was an elite player. All right. If we go back to 2009, 2011, he definitely would have been in my elite category because he was a great bowler, right? Before they made him change his action, you know, he's still a great batsman, but he just doesn't provide enough for the team for me to put him anywhere above meh. You know, I personally wouldn't take him out of the team because he does, you know, dry up the runs when he's bowling, and you know sometimes he goes off and you know makes a really good score, like he did during the Champions Trophy final and all that. But he's not. I wouldn't say he's handy, solid, or elite. All right. So next up we have Kedar Jadhav. Where is this guy now? I can't find Kedar. This guy's Kedar Jadhav, right? Yeah, he is Kedar Jadhav. So we have Kedar Jadhav. He's also in the meh category. Simply, you know, because he didn't really perform well in the World Cup. And yeah, that's what we're going off of anyways. Wait, that's not Kedar Jadhav. That's someone else. Fuck. Wait, who the hell is Kedar? Now I have to look up. This guy's Kedar Jadhav. This guy right here. Who's this guy? Shit, I don't even know. Well, that's Hardik. Never mind, let's put him. Wait, is that Hardik? No, that's not Hardik. That's Ravindra Jadeja. What? I'm so stupid, man. Holy shit. All right. We have one other player on this list. His name is Andre Russell. Now, a lot of you guys are going to argue with me here, but here's what I think about Andre Russell. He's just a T20 player. This list is mainly about players in ODIs. He's not good. And, well, he's all right in ODIs and tests, but he's mainly just a T20 player. You know, he's given up on everything else. And, you know, I hope Andre plays more ODIs and more tests, but I can't see that for him in the future. And that completes my meh and trashy category. Sorry, Fahim Ashraf. All right, then we move on to our handy players. All right, so the first person I want to put on the handy list is Moeen Ali. Great player. Love him. You know, I never thought he would become what he has become now. You know, when he was initially in the team, he was a. I saw him for the first time during I think it was the 2015 World Cup where England didn't really do so well. And he was one of the mainstays in that team. And I thought, okay, this isn't really going to be any good. He was an opening batsman. He didn't really do good during that World Cup. His average wasn't that good. His bowling was so-so. But he has really proved to be a formidable player and risen up the rankings and established himself in the English team. And, they can't really do anything without him nowadays. They have to have him play. But he's not good enough that I'd put him into the solid category. I mean, if he got injured or something and England really needed to bench him, they could easily do that. He's not that essential. Adil Rashid could take up his job. He wouldn't be as good of a batsman, but, he'd be all right. Next up, we're going to put some other players on this team on this list that I haven't really watched, to be honest. Like guys like Roston Chase. Where's Roston Chase? Bald guy. Fuck. Where's Roston? There he is. I'm going to put Roston Chase in the handing category. He's pretty good, but, I haven't really watched much of him, so can't really tell you much. Then, another guy like Dwayne Pretorius. I don't watch that much South African or West Indian cricket, so I wouldn't be able to tell you if, their stats or whatever and all that, or, make any comment about them. Another guy I want to put on here is Chris Wokes. Chris Wokes has been a really good addition to England cricket. England has been pumping out all-rounders, by the way, like Ben Stokes and this guy and Moeen Ali and Adil Rashid, sort of a all-rounder. They really know how to build a team. They really learned from their 2015 screw-up and made their team better. Teams like Pakistan, they don't learn. they just keep on going with the same old formula. They never learn. What am I to say? Another player, Shadab Khan, finally. He's also mainly a bowling all-rounder, but when I was watching him in the PSL, he really made me believe in his batting ability. I know that was just the PSL and it's not the international stage, but there are a lot of international players playing in the PSL. And, he didn't do bad. He was a pretty good batsman. He was coming up the order. He was a really good captain. Islamabad was thriving under him, in my opinion. Yeah, the only reason I think Islamabad didn't go further is because they sacked their coach, Dean Jones. I mean, this guy, he gave Islamabad 2 titles, right? And they just sack him for no reason. What, to put Misbah in there? Misbah's not a T20 coach. He was barely a T20 player. Come on. Anyways, Shadab Khan is really good. We really caught a glimpse of him in the 2017, caught a glimpse of his brilliance in the 2017 Champions Trophy. He's a young guy. He has a lot of time to improve. He could get better and better day by day. I'm really excited about his potential. Another guy I want to put in this list is Ravichandran Ashwin. So he's also mainly a bowler. That's why I'm putting him in the handy category. He hasn't really been selected by the team lately. But I think he's definitely a handy bowler. And if you watch him in the IPL, he's a pretty good, batsman. Even in ODIs, he does pretty good. And tests, actually, he does really good. That's why Andre Russell isn't in the handy category, because I haven't seen Andre perform that much in tests or ODIs, and Ashwin has done that, and that's why he's a very, very, very handy player. And here's a player that I was really confused about, Rashid Khan, right? And so, right, where is he? Where's this guy, Rashid? This guy, I didn't know where to put him, handy or solid. At the end of the day, I decided to put him in the solid category because he's just like, he is the Afghan cricket team. Without him, there's really no point. You know, like I know he's been going on about he's not going to get married until he wins the World Cup. We'll see. We'll see if that happens. He's Muslim, so he's not going to have premarital sex. Let's see if he can hold on that far, right? He's been delusional, but really, he is the only. This is Russia. Yeah, that is. Yeah, but really, he's been the only good mainstay in the Afghan cricket team, and so he definitely has to be in the solid. I'm debating putting him in the elite category. But the thing is, he needs to improve upon his batting if he wants to become, an elite all-rounder. He's a really good bowler right now, but in order to become elite, he really needs to step up that batting prowess. The whole Afghan cricket team needs to step it up in the batting department in general. Rashid, if you were in the Pakistan team, man, you would have been in the elite category. Because I'm biased towards Pakistan. Anyways, let's move on to this solid category. So these players, actually, yeah, I've already moved on to the solid category, but I was debating where to put Rashid Khan. Anyways, the rest of the solid category, right? So, all right. So what I'm gonna do for this is I'm gonna I'm gonna make the list. I'm gonna tell you after why I put these people there. So Marcus Stoinis, de Grandam, and who's this other New Zealand cricket player's name? I'm blanking on this guy's name. God damn it. Who is this guy? Oh, Jimmy Neesham and Colin de Grandam. These guys definitely need to be in the solid category. What I saw from them in the World Cup was nothing short of greatness. These guys were the main people who led New Zealand to the finals. New Zealand wasn't that great of a team, and I'm still salty about Pakistan not making it because of them. But, this is one of the reasons they didn't make it, because Pakistan doesn't have elite all-rounders, And then another guy that I want to put in here, or actually, one guy that I actually forgot about is Glenn Maxwell. I want to put him in the handy category. I was going to put him in the solid, but the thing is, he's just not that good of a bowler. He's good for drawing up the runs just like Muhammad Hafiz and just like Moeen Ali, right? He's not an elite bowler, and in order to be in the solid or elite category, you need to have both things. He's an elite fielder, he's an elite batsman, but he's just not up there with the bowling. Yeah, and then we have Jason Holder, who I want to put in the solid category. I mean, obviously you've seen his performance in the recent tests against England. You've seen his performance in the World Cup, right? There was a debate about who's better, Jason Holder or Ben Stokes. I mean, that's not that shouldn't even really be a debate after the tests. It's clearly Ben Stokes is better, but he's still a very solid player for his team. He's a great captain. I think West Indies went, down the right path with choosing this young guy as their captain, and he's really coming into his own as a player. He helped the team win the first test, and he's really a force to be reckoned with. So now, finally, we get on to the elite category. So these players are the best of the best players. I believe that these elite all-rounders, like, these guys have just... Oh my God, I'm getting a call. God damn it. I'm going to decline this call right now. I'm making a video, people, for my 51 subscribers. Anyways, so these people, like, they're the best players in cricket right now. Better than just batsmen, better than just the bowlers. And I feel like this is where cricket needs to head, where there are people who can both bowl, bat, and field at an elite level. Like, if we were putting these people in just bowling or just batting categories, they'd they'd still make it into the elite, because they're really good at everything. Like if you look at Jason Holder, for example, he's a better bowler than he is a batsman. Same with people like what's his name, Chris Wilkes, better bowler than he is a batsman. But these people, they have something in them. I don't know what the hell they do, what the hell their moms gave them to eat when they were growing up, that they became like this. But these guys are absolutely the elite of the elite. So the first guy I want to put here is Ravindra Jadeja. All right, so people are gonna be angry at me. He's not elite. He's an Indian. No, listen. Jadeja is so good in fielding, right, that I have to put him in the elite category. He was a very handy batsman, a very handy bowler. But what really puts him into that elite category for me is his fielding. I think nowadays fielding is as important as batting or bowling. Fielding makes or breaks games, and Jadeja has really proven to be a mainstay in the Indian cricket team. And I don't think the Indian cricket team does as well as they're doing without Ravindra Jadeja. Another player that I want to put on here, another Indian player, is Hardik Pandya. So this guy is the man. This just doesn't give a fuck what people think about him. He goes on the biggest show, in India, Coffee with Karan, and talks about fucking chicks, just doesn't give a fuck. And he came out and apologized about that. But the only reason he apologized was so that he could get back onto the team and get in the good graces of the people. He doesn't actually feel sorry for saying that on the show. All right, he was showing off. Fuck, I feel you, dude. I still love you. And then here's the thing. Hardik Pandya has so much potential. I'm almost putting him in the elite category because of what he can become, right? This guy is just superb. I have no words, I have no words to describe this guy. I wish we had someone in our team, in the Pakistan team, that was like this. His aggression is unmatched. Whether he's batting or he's bowling, he has to be a mainstay in whatever team. So these next two players that I'm going to put up are, all these four players in the elite category are the best all-rounders today in cricket. But these next two players, these guys are just fantastic, the best players to play cricket, in my opinion. And by the way, this is just current all-rounders. I'm not talking about the oldies like Imran Khan, Kapil Dev, all those guys, what's it called, Jack Kallis, all these people that have been retired. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the current all-rounders. But these two players could beat out those legends as well, in my opinion. In my opinion, right now, Ben Stokes and Shakib Al Hasan, yes, people forgot about him, right? These two players have what it takes to become the best players ever to play the game. The only reason Shakib isn't, the best player ever is because his team hasn't won much, right? And he's really showed his prowess in the T20 leagues, but his team needs to win for him to be the best player ever. And Ben Stokes has his team winning. Ben Stokes is the reason they won the last two test matches against West Indies recently. Ben Stokes is the reason they got to the best. They won the World Cup. Ben Stokes is clearly the reason, right? Ben Stokes is so good that England beat New Zealand, and New Zealand offered him their Athlete of the Year award, or whatever award that was. I know he was born in New Zealand, but still, he's playing for England. Have some shame, New Zealand. Come on. But yeah, so this is the tier list. This is the video, and I hope you guys liked it. It was the first video I ever made that was sort of like this, no script, just off the head talking. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.